I've seen all corners of the internet and it's grown along with me. I have said this many times to people in the past, but I am a child raised on the internet. I want to try and have a conscious and healthy relationship with my digital self. So I guess what this is channeling that. My 17-year-old dog Teddy died yesterday at 5 a.m. in the morning, and that really made me contemplate what it's like to have this physical body, the burden of having a physical body. As I had my last cuddle with him on the sofa, it was smelly but calm. He was still a little warm when I pet his still taut old face. He released into the rest. His body was owed. He stayed on my mind throughout the course of this week as I've been having to get on with my day-to-day tasks. Thrown into a bit of an existential rut of processing the absence of a constant that I have had since I was 5. Main form of coping that I have developed is skin picking. Something just so satisfying about getting a spot. I encounter this video called The Horror of Having a Body. Clark touches upon in his video is this concept of jouissance, actions that cause an incredible amount of pain, but at the same time is pleasurable, not in the nasty way. Playing DS under the covers or being on your PC until early into the morning, despite your dry, crusty eyes screaming at you and your sleep deprivation taking over your straining back, you still click on and you still forget to drink water, to have snacks or any form of sustenance in your dehydrated raisin body. And with all of this emotion stewing in me, I wanted to create something. So this is humanizing a digital human. My main inspiration and my main reference I stuck with as a bit of a rule is this illustration by David Rapinoe. He is a fantastic artist who I've been following for a while now. I started off with taking a photogrammetry scan of a bathroom. The sink is not a sink, it's just a texture, but I just thought it was quite funny. Environment with my Metahuman. And then here I just faffed around, really, following a tutorial that was way harder than necessary. I could have definitely done this in Photoshop at the end, but maybe this is jouissance in action. I don't actually know how to describe what I'm doing here, but the tutorial is essentially using trigonometry to distort a post-process texture in order to get that fisheye effect in David Rapinoe's work. I did it successfully, but this took me like an hour and a half to get my head around, and I was so frustrated throughout all of it. I think that's a very key emotion in this video, is frustration. And maybe this was just the Unreal Gods testing me, but yeah. I then posed my character into a face-picking pose. the photogrammetry you can see dissipating in the background, but I like the effect that you can tell that this is a digital liminal space. I'm adjusting the film gate to make it more illustration-like. Then you can kind of start to see the scene bugging out, which I should have taken as a sign to stop at this point, but I'm always trying to push myself, and then if I don't get to the level of pushing myself that I want to be, then I would rather abandon ship, which I have been very close to doing with this video in ways that I don't even think would make sense if I tried to articulate it. So I think that's just, being a creative and being at the start of a learning curve, so approaching this with acceptance. I'm trying out putting a mirror in there, but with the angle of the camera, the mirror doesn't necessarily work how I wanted it to. It kind of does, it gets this cool glitch effect, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted to see the character, and then I ended up just replacing it in Photoshop anyway. But I don't know, there was something was going on in the Unreal Holy Council that they just definitely had something against me. But maybe it will be valuable for somebody to see another CG artist suffer at the hands of the Unreal gods, because oh my lord, I have. Anyway, getting a reflection plane in there, trying to figure out whether rendering's the issue. No. Did I really have the effort to figure out the actual solution? No, I didn't. But that's okay. It's all experimental. Here I had the intention of showing the range of motion of my Metahuman with face expressions of picking your face, because I really love the Metahuman animator pipeline. But as you can see, I couldn't get it to work. I know how to get it to work, but in this particular scene, I think there was just something buggy with the Metahuman import that I have, and it just didn't. I tried, I've honestly, like, over 4 days this week, and I have 7 to deliver this video. It just didn't work. So I moved over to my safe space, which is Photoshop. I was just in such a bad mood after being in Unreal for that long, trying to fix a problem I know how to fix, but just didn't want to be fixed, and that's okay. It's better to put up an unfinished product than nothing at all. At least that's what I'm trying to go with. And I think at the end of it, I have definitely learned something. Whether that's patience with the grieving self, or what my perfectionism feels like again, which I have experienced a lot, but you know, it's good to be reminded, and how to stay gentle with it, and how to get creative with your solutions. And what I find so ridiculous about getting pissed off at digital art is, like, it's literally not tangible. Like, if my machine runs out of battery or dies or whatever and I walk away, like, it doesn't exist. But it's bizarre how much of this digital me, digital process and digital life I've kind of carved for myself takes up my physical headspace. I'd say this is a vent piece. Somebody asked in my previous tutorial if I can teach how to attach jewellery properly to metahumans. I will be doing a short on that, just be patient with me. It's very easy, I think it's very and untime consuming, so I will definitely get on that, don't worry. Here I am accentuating the fisheye effect, and I decided I wanted to have a bitmap finish on my render to kind of blend the background and the edits that I've made a little bit more, and also just have fun, really. I just like the way that bitmap looks. I was fed up at this point, just adding what I felt like, and I guess it enhances that trance-like state I go into if I'm attacking my face. I wrapped it all up in After Effects, adding a turbulent displace to kind of make it that level of alive without the animation that I was kind of mourning. I will get more animated content out, it's just this week was not the week, so little jiggle jiggle is what you get. Thank you so much for joining me on this chaotic edition of my YouTube channel. I appreciate you listening. Make sure that you stay gentle. You're doing enough. Bye!